Hi, I'm Alex. I'm the Devil's Advocate. I talk about music and movies, TV, video games, whatever I want on this channel. And today I'm going to make my very first official video game review. There are video game videos on this channel, like I said. Usually they're reactions to trailers or game awards. There are some gameplay videos, but this is my first review, a formal review. And I thought of no better game that I can do it about than Mario Kart World. I was lucky enough to snag a Switch on launch day and play some Mario Kart. This is the first Mario Kart game I've had since the Mario Kart on the Wii. I didn't get a Wii U, so I didn't have 8. I didn't want a deluxe version of a Wii U game, so I didn't get it for Switch. If I wanted a kart racer, I was going to play the Crash Bandicoot CTR remake, which is great and fantastic. But this new Mario Kart is what the series needed. It needed a bold new direction. And having an open world sounds a little weird for a racing game, but other racing games have done it. Forza Horizon, I believe, is the other famous one. And this one works, man. It really does. I I've really been enjoying myself with this game. There's some footage I'm gonna play, but it's from the Nintendo Direct about Mario Kart because I don't have a capture card for my Switch. But I wanted to just talk about how good this game feels. The controls feel tight. It's probably the most forgiving Mario Kart that I've ever played. You know, going back all the way to the first one on the Super Nintendo, if you made a mistake, you were screwed. Same with N64 and Double Dash and Wii to an extent. Wii, you kind of feel it, giving you a little more leeway, being a little more forgiving, but you will still get caught in a corner or end up going backwards and screwed. I have never gone backwards in Mario Kart World. My fiance, this is like the first game that she's been interested in that we've played together, and she, having no experience with Mario Kart, never found herself going backwards in the wrong direction. Never came in last, is always coming in like mid or close to the top or beating me even. And I've just had so much fun with this game. The online features are great. It's seamless. You jump into a game right away. Yes, it's early and everybody's playing it, so it might dwindle over time, but I really think this is going to last. If Mario Kart 8 lasted from a system that barely anybody bought and had so many updates, I think Mario Kart World is here to stay for a while, and we're going to get a bunch of updates for this. I've heard criticisms that, it doesn't have as many characters or tracks as 8 did. Again, that one got updated many, many times. Yes, I'd like to see Link and Zelda in there, maybe some other Nintendo franchises. I do understand the fine line of trying to not have this just be Smash Brothers Kart. But then again, I wouldn't really be mad at that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Have a level like a Kirby level or a Solid Snake level or a Sonic level. I mean, racing through Green Hill Zone, that would be pretty sick. Now, Sonic does have their own kart racer, so I doubt they'd want to collab. But I'm just saying, like, I understand the criticism. I'm not mad at it. There's plenty of characters in this game, and they're all fun to use. I want to talk about 8. Like, I did skip 8. I did play it. I don't like it that much. All the anti-gravity stuff kind of made it too confusing, and I never knew. I felt like it took a little bit of the skill out of the game because you were just going all over the place. So what could you really do? In this one, they have evened it out a lot. Like, since there's no way to really like pull so far ahead that you're unreachable anymore. And while some players might feel like, oh, that's cheap, it's nerfing us and making it so that we have to be on the same level as plebes or newbies who aren't as good as the game, good as at the game. I think there's enough new stuff in this, like constant traffic and the way the Grand Prix work, that keep veteran players on their toes, but allow for newer players to learn the mechanics of this new game and be able to compete with some veteran players. Now, if you're a veteran Mario Kart player, you will be good at this game. And especially if you play online, you will learn how to manage the chaos and to get around. But it it does feel like the most accessible Mario Kart game ever. And I think it's the greatest Mario Kart game. Let's talk about the Grand Prix. The Grand Prix are back. They're great. They're a little different this time. You've heard about the open world, but the way the Grand Prix work is you'll do 3 laps around one track, the first track, and then you'll drive to the second track and the third and fourth. And the drive to the track counts as 2 laps. So you really only go around, you go around the first track 3 times, and then you go around the other 3 tracks in the 4-track Grand Prix once, one full loop, while driving in between the tracks count as 2 laps. I've heard criticism of this. I understand it, and I do think that the game would benefit from an update that allows like a classic mode. So you can do a Grand Prix where you do 3 laps on each track instead of just 3 laps on the first and then 1 on each of the subsequent tracks. I think that would be an easy fix. And that's one of the only few criticisms of the game that I have. I do think a classic mode would kind of be fun. The game also has battle mode, has versus mode, all cool. Nice to see battle mode return. There's also a new mode called Knockout Tour, which is, I've heard described as Fortnite, Mario Kart Fortnite, and I guess so. It's, you are in this race. First of all, every race has 24 characters now, instead of the max, which was 12, I believe, in all the other games. So there's more chaos than ever, and more chance to come from behind and win, and more chance to be in the lead and lose at the last second, which is very infuriating. But Knockout Tour is the new mode where you all race, and then there'll be gates that say 20, and then 16, and then 12, and then 8, and then 4. And that means that you got to be in the top 20 to pass that gate, or the top 16 to pass that gate. And if you're not, you lose. And the other 16 keep going. And it is a rally. It is very intense. It's very long. But it is a great new mode. I'm very happy with this new mode. It's very fun to play online. It's fun to play, a little nerve-wracking to play on your own, trying to get the gold medals, because, man, one of them I just kept getting cut off at the last second, and it was so infuriating. But it is a great new mode and a great addition to this game. I like to see a lot of the old levels incorporated into the Mario Kart World, which is an open world. Last night I was playing. Well, first, let me tell you how the open world works. You can just jump into it right from the main menu and just drive around. It's one of the few times in Mario Kart's history where you can just take it easy and kind of slowly drive around a scenic vista and take in your surroundings. You can really explore the tracks and like find shortcuts that you can then utilize in real races. There's also activities to do. There are P switches that you hit and will trigger little mini game activities. You know, drive through all the rings, jump into a race, get all the blue coins. Well, of course, it's a Mario game. We need blue coin collections. Uh, there are little like bags of food that you can grab, and then you use them as you would an item, and you'll get a speed boost like a mushroom, but you'll also sometimes change outfit. That's how you unlock outfits. It's very chill, very minimal. Criticism I've heard of this open world is that it's empty, and I'll say I saw this comparison early on, and it has stuck with me, and I gotta believe it to be true. The Mario Kart open world map is the Breath of the Wild map inverted because the volcano and the ice region is just switched. Even the desert and the beach are actually in the same place. But and it kind of makes sense. I wouldn't even be mad at Nintendo. Like, you made this whole big map for Breath of the Wild. Of course you're going to use it again in Tears of the Kingdom. But why wouldn't you use it again in Mario Kart? It's different. Like, obviously, all the tracks are in there. And within each track and just region, there are homages to older tracks, which makes me think, are all the tracks from every game somehow embedded into this open world? Because last night I was doing, I found a P switch, and it said, here, do a test, do a lap of like classic Choco Island 1, which is from Super Nintendo's Mario Kart. And it is that same track. Like, I looked up the maps, it's the same one. And then I found another P switch that said do Choco Island 2. And I think that was from N64. So I think at least some of these tracks are just embedded in the world, are part of larger Mario Kart World tracks. Like, I didn't even notice, but like finding those Choco Island things made me go, oh, so when I play this track, I'm actually driving through the Super Nintendo and N64 tracks. They're just a piece now of this much larger, I don't know, Choco Island, Choco Mountain track. Very, very cool. I would agree that the open world is a little bare. I would also agree that I've heard this, and this was an idea that popped in my head playing it for the first time. If this game allowed you to get out of the cars in this open world, this would be Mario GTA. And that would be awesome. And it's not inconceivable to me that the next 3D Mario game lets you drive and is kind of GTA. If they combine like Bowser's Fury, where all the levels are in this one open world and you can kind of go in between them at will, and this kart racer, that would be Mario GTA, and I'd be really excited to see what that would look like. I agree that the open world is a little bare. I think. Now, I'll be wrong, and I'll eat my words if I'm wrong. But I think Nintendo, like I said earlier, is going to try and keep this game around for as long as possible, like Mario Kart 8 did, and just keep updating it, keep releasing DLC packs of tracks and characters and modes even. And we will get more characters and more carts and more things to do in the open world. I would hope. If this is it and they just leave it at this, it's a little underwhelming. But again, kind of a tech demo in the way that I thought Breath of the Wild was a tech demo. That world is very empty. Tears of the Kingdom is much more full and gives you a lot more to do in the open world. However, I also think Tears of the Kingdom is kind of tech demo-y. I think this could be the testing grounds of where they want to take the franchise moving forward, and I'm very excited if that's the case, because I do think open world is the way to go. You can jump online with people, you can play in the open world together, look for like missions to do, P-switch things to do. There's question mark pads that you find and can unlock, I think, costumes or characters. There is a mirror mode. I think you have to beat every Grand Prix on 150cc and get gold to unlock. I'll update you when I do it. But there's a lot of stuff to do in this Mario Kart, and it's just Mario Kart. It's back. It's back. And I can't tell you how much fun I've been having playing it with people online, playing it with my fiance, and playing it alone. Just it's a great way to wind down the evening. Is just having it on, doing some open world missions, just driving around, looking at the scenery, finding little secrets here and there. And it's another one of those games, like Nintendo's great at this. You can play for 10 minutes, you can play for 3 hours. You will make some kind of progress. You'll find a coin, you'll get a sticker, you'll do a P-switch mission, you'll do something that will make you feel like you're progressing and still keep you entertained. I highly recommend it. If you've got a Switch 2, if you're planning on getting a Switch 2, definitely get Mario Kart. I'm going to be excited I'm still very excited for the Donkey Kong Bonanza game that's coming out next month. So excited. I'll be doing a review of that, I guess, when it comes out. I believe this Wednesday is Donkey Kong Direct, so I'll react to that. But yeah, get Mario Kart World. It is very fun. I think my only real criticisms being there could be more stuff to do in the open world. And there should be like a classic mode for Grand Prix. But other than that, this is, I think, the best Mario Kart game. The controls are tight. They don't feel floaty like I did in 8. Where I didn't, I'm going anti-gravity now. Okay, does it even matter if I'm pressing the gas? Like, what's happening? Whereas this is like, no, you need to actually be a skilled driver. And some of these P-switch missions are really, really hard. Like that Choco Island one was very difficult last night. So much so that I didn't even do the part 2 yet. Because, oh my god. But, anyways, I just wanted to say, it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that subscribe. Hit that like. Smash it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the game. If you're enjoying yourself. If you hate it. If you think 8 is better. Or one of the other games are better. I don't know. But let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.